What if your website looks perfect, beautiful layout, stunning design, but someone using a screen reader can't use it at all? How Semantic HTML makes your website not just beautiful but accessible to everyone. After watching this video, you will have a complete real-world understanding of Semantic HTML, not just what the tags are, but how, when, and why to use them correctly in your projects. You will learn exactly how semantics improve accessibility, how they help screen readers, how they impact SEO, and how they make your code cleaner and more maintainable. By the end, you will know how to structure an entire web page. So, what makes HTML semantic? Let's break it down. Let's give you an example of small HTML content, same layout, different semantics. So, at first content, we have header that reads home, about, contact, and then we have some content here that says semantic HTML, learn why semantic matters. We have another content that says header, nav tag, link home tag, link of about, link of contact. And the content is wrapped in main tag, and the main tag is followed by article. Article tag includes H1, heading, P1 paragraph. So what's the difference? On the website, home, about, contact, semantic HTML, learn why semantic matters. Let me give a little bit more space between these two contents. Let's refresh our page. At first, content doesn't define anything to the website, and website gets just text of the content of the article and of the paragraph. So everything looks same to the browser, and it would look same to any user who is using a screen reader. On the other hand, header, nav, link tag, main tag, article, h1, paragraph tag. In this structure, we are using semantic HTML. This content is good for accessibility, structure, and SEO. The div tag used here in this full content is just a box. It's perfect for layout and styling, but it carries no meaning. Semantic tags, on the other hand, describe what the content is. That's why they are so powerful. They help browser and search engine and assertive tools like screen readers understand your page. And you can see on our website, the website interprets it perfectly as it should. So the links are displayed as links. H1 shows bold and big, and paragraph is smaller and thin. So the next tag we will learn is header. So what is header tag? Header defines the introductory area of a page or a section. It usually contains the site logo, title, navigation, or a search bar. And it can appear at the top of a page or inside an article section. For an example, let's include some content inside the header tag. H1, you can write my portfolio. Then we can include a nav tag, close the tag. Then we can have here list. And we can have here home. I'll copy and paste this tag, about, contact. Let me comment the upper section. Here we go. Let's save the document, refresh the web page. Here you go. It says my portfolio, home, about, my mistake. We need to change it to contact, capital letter, contact. We will refresh the page. So when you click on the link, it will go to the URL and our link will change. Let's see in action. Here you go. /about. We go back. Contact /contact. So this is how you can use header tag. Header tag could also be just header tag and one paragraph tag, any text. Refresh the page. Header tag could also include the logo. Let's go ahead and learn about next tag called nav. We have already used the tag in our earlier example, but this nav tag could exist independent of header tag. Let me copy this nav part and paste it here. Let's comment out the upper code so it's not visible in the browser and we are focused. Let's save this code, refresh the web page. Now we can see about, home, and contact. Nav tag represents a navigation section with links to other pages or parts of the same page. It can be global navigation for whole site or local navigation for table of contents, sidebars, etc. For example, this home tag, about, and contact are going to help user to navigate the whole website. Let's go ahead and learn the next tag called main. Let's comment out the upper code. So the main tag contains content for the web page. So a page can contain only one main tag. You should always exclude some repeated contents like headers, footers, sidebar. You should avoid including the content that are repeated across pages. The main tag could include the content as H1, H2, H3 till H6 paragraph tag. Main tag could include section tag, article tag. We would be learning about articles and sections in just a couple of minutes. Let's go ahead and learn about the next tag called section tag. This is a section tag. A section tag represents a grouped part of a document. It must have a heading, so it could have H2, H3, or any till H6. So you can give any tag to the section from H2 to H6. Let's give it H2 tag and write services. We give a paragraph tag. We offer web development services. Section is used when the content warrants its own identifiable section in an outline, commonly used for features, services, chapters, grouped contents, areas. Section is not a generic container. If the content has no semantic purpose, use div instead of section. Let's go ahead and learn some new tags. So the next tab is article. So what's the article tag and how it is used? Article tag represents independent, self-contained content. It's commonly used for blogs, posts, news stories. It can include its own header, footer. For example, it could have H1, 10 tips for better HTML. And we could add learn to write clean semantic HTML. Let's go ahead and learn about the next tag. Let's comment the code out. So our next tag is aside tag. Aside. Aside tag defines content related to the main content, often used for sidebars, ads, related links, or author bios. For example, let's give it a heading, H3, about the author. Give it a short paragraph. Written by late night coder. Software developer. So now we know about the aside tag, finds the footer area of a web page or a section. It usually contains copyright info, contact details, or secondary navigation. It can appear at the bottom of a page or inside an article. For an example, let's have a paragraph tag. Copy, write copy. 2025, my website. This is a small example of footer. Let's remove the gap. Refresh our page. So it usually appears at the bottom of any web page or web applications. When you use semantic elements like header, nav, main, article, aside, footer, etc., browsers automatically create an accessibility tree, a structured representation of the page that assistive tools can read and navigate. Let me make it more clear with an image. Let's go and look at what we have learned. So header tag could have image logo and the site navigation, but at the same time, header tag could be used inside any article or any section. Browser creates an accessibility tree as header, nav if it is independent, as you can see as a main tag, section, article, and if there is any document like sidebar or side menu that shows in a side, and then footer tag. So the browser creates this accessibility tree for you. when you use semantic HTML. Screen readers like NVDA, JAWS, or VoiceOver read the map out loud, turning your HTML structure into spoken landmarks, navigation, article, footer. Without semantic HTML, the structure disappears and the web page becomes a confusing wall of content. So, semantic HTML isn't just about cleaner code, it's about making the web usable for everyone. When you write semantic HTML, you are not just coding your browser, you are coding for people. All right, those are the core tags, but HTML gives us few bonus elements that make content even richer. Let's look into some extra tags. Figcaption, details, time tag. So the figure tag groups images, charts, or illustrations. Fig caption adds a caption to a figure, to an image. Details tag creates collapsible content. Time tag represents specific date or time. Address tag lists content informations. Mark tag highlights important text. These don't change the layout, they add meaning that helps both users and machine interpret your content better. So, to sum it up, semantic HTML gives your page structure, meaning, and accessibility all in one. It helps search engines understand your content, it helps screen readers describe it clearly, and it makes your code easier to maintain. Use semantic HTML and make the web a place for everyone. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who writes div for everything. Let's make the web smarter and more inclusive. Thank you